Hey guys, it's a Wednesday and I'm here with a video, so you know what that means. It's time to discuss some Halloween Horror Nights. So if you follow Halloween Horror Nights or myself on Twitter, then you know that today was pretty much the last hurrah of all of the announcements. So now we know everything that's going to be at Halloween Horror Nights 28. The last 5 house announcements that I just haven't gotten around to discussing yet, so we've got 5 houses to talk about today. We've also got some super exciting news that they added 2 dates to the event, which means I'm gonna get an extra day of Horror Nights. Super thrilled. And they also released the map. So let's dive into it because we've got a lot to talk about. So first of all, I want to go ahead and talk about the map because that is the big piece of news as far as what will happen for the next couple weeks, because now we will know the house locations and now we can start to piece together where Stay and Scream will go and the order that the houses will open, which is important to me because I'm planning to give you guys an advice video on how I would tackle Halloween Horror Nights 28. So I'm planning for that video to come out in 2 weeks, and that's 1, because I'm going away this weekend so I won't have time to film it, and 2, I want to give it a little bit of time to make sure that my theories are correct. So here is our lovely map, and as you'll see, there are 5 houses that we have not discussed yet that are on this map, and those include Seeds of Extinction, an original house, Poltergeist, a classic 80s movie, Halloween 4, another 80s movie. Oh, we're back to this finger thing. Why do I do it this way? 4! The Horrors of Blumhouse Round 2, which is going to involve The Purge and Happy Death Day. And today's announcement was Scary Tales, Deadly Ever After. So those are the 5 houses that we haven't discussed yet. We've got the locations on the map. Some preliminary speculation based on an educated guess. If they're doing the Hello Kitty Stay and Scream this year, my assumption is that Hello Kitty Stay and Screamers are going to go to Stranger Things, Finnegan's Stay and Screamers are going to go to Poltergeist, Diagon Alley Stay and Screamers are going to go to Blumhouse, and The Simpsons Stay and Screamers are going to go to one of the 2. They're going to be Slaughterhouse Cinema or Dead Exposure. To be honest, I never ever go to that Stay and Scream anymore because it's used for the AP party early on in the event, so I never do that Stay and Scream, so I'm not sure which tent they normally start at, but I believe it's going to be one of the 2 tent houses. That is what I came up with today once the map came out, but stay tuned because 2 weeks from now I'm going to give my advice, and by that point we should have a more solid answer on where Stay and Scream houses are going to go, and that will factor into giving my advice on how to tackle Halloween Horror Nights 28. So as I mentioned, the other huge news today was that they've added 2 dates to the event, and that's September 19th and September 26th. That's 2 Wednesday nights, the very first 2 weeks of the event. I am thrilled because I thought I was only going to get 5 nights at Halloween Horror Nights, and now I'm going to get 6. So this is awesome news. They already confirmed that it's going to be part of the Rush of Fear Pass and part of the frequent Fear Passes. So if you already bought those, don't fret. They've already confirmed they will be included. We haven't actually purchased our tickets yet, but we're doing Rush of Fear, so super thrilled that I'm going to get 6 nights at the event. More nights to visit my friends, more nights to camp in scare zones, and somehow more vlogs. As far as I can remember, they have never added 2 dates to the event at this stage. You know, they've never added 2 dates at the beginning when we're only a few weeks away. So while that's excellent news, I also have some concerns with that because to me, that gives the impression that ticket sales have already been intense. Maybe they're just doing it out of the kindness of their hearts, but more likely the past sales and ticket sales have already been high enough, possibly because of Stranger Things, that they decided they thought they might need 2 more nights early on in the event. They wouldn't have done that without some sort of research telling them they needed to, so yeah, those first few weeks might be crazy. Feeds into what I've already been thinking, that this year is going to be packed. So that brings us to the 5 houses that we have yet to talk about on this channel. I want to talk about them a little bit, talk about my feelings on them and my expectations, and what we've heard from Universal themselves on descriptions of the houses. The first announcement since the last time we talked was Seeds of Extinction. This is the house logo for it. The description of this house involves a post-apocalyptic wasteland overgrown with invasive vegetation and the human race wiped from existence. So this goes along with what I was saying in my previous video, that I was hearing that we were going to have an Annihilation style alien house. Sounds like the aliens are going to be all plants and not UFO type aliens, which, interesting. So the story is based that a meteor has struck the Earth, which makes sense because this house's code name was Meteor. And this has caused humans to become extinct. Maybe the alien plants came with the meteor, and either way, they've taken over the Earth. Predatory plants of all species use strangling vines, razor-sharp thorns, and poisonous pollens to encroach from all sides as you invade this new world. So they included some pictures of, looks like, some masks that are being created. They also shared some Easter eggs from this house, the first of which is from Ghost Town from a couple years ago, which was called Lightning Gulch. They've got Jack and Eddie's Sunwear. Jack and Eddie are two of the previous icons. So I will say that based on the Easter egg art, I'm a little thrown off from these pictures and the colors. I was expecting a very earthy, natural looking house. The colors are very bold in these pictures, so I'm a little afraid. It's hard for me not to immediately think of Seymour, feed me, going into Little Shop of Horrors. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna go through the house going, feed me, and hopefully some scare actor actually knows Little Shop of Horrors and doesn't think I'm a complete lunatic. So that's Seeds of Extinction. I was really excited for it. Now I'm a little scared of it, as in a scare that's going to be really campy, but there was also a rumor that it was going to be lit only by moonlight and have one light source as the whole thing, because again, civilization's gone. If that's reality, it could be a really interesting and scary house. So the next house they announced was Poltergeist. I have seen this movie. I was in college in Gainesville, go Gators. The local movie theater there was doing a retro movie series, so I went and saw Poltergeist in the movie theaters. It's around Halloween time. It's the only time I've ever seen it, but I did really enjoy it as far as an 80s horror film, and more sci-fi horror. It was up there as far as enjoyable movies of this genre. But my fear, which I said it before, I'll say it again, my fear is that this is going to be another Exorcist or Shining, where, yeah, you're walking through the sets, but it doesn't really deliver as far as scares. It ends up being a show house where you're just basically walking through the movie as opposed to walking through a haunted house. There are pros and cons to that. Exorcist was definitely a con. The whole movie takes place in basically one room, so it's hard to reinvent that one scene over and over. So at least this one does have more diversity as far as content. Just still kind of worried that it won't be 100% effective as a house. So then we have Halloween 4. Michael Myers is back, which means my Halloween dance is back. Get ready, everybody. It's coming back. It's coming. It's happening. We're gonna do our Halloween dance. Hopefully the song is still playing. I assume it will be. I also don't think I can escape without yelling about the fact that we shot him in the heart. We shot him 5 times. You have to say it at least once. And I don't know. I'm in the same mode as beforehand, where Michael Myers is a super effective scare for me. I feel like as far as slasher villains go, he's probably my favorite. I think he's one of the most scary. I really enjoy the Halloween films, mainly because of the soundtrack and it actually taking place near Halloween, so a lot of pumpkin images. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I have no idea what the sets will be like compared to, say, Halloween 2. So I'm gonna do my homework on that and see what sets are available to us, but I'm sure it's gonna be a fun experience. Bring down the excitement level for a moment, because now it's time to talk about Blumhouse. So if you were around last year, you know we had Horrors of Blumhouse last year, and that house focused on Sinister, Purge, Insidious, a couple different Insidious movies. And I was not looking forward to that house at all. I had not seen Sinister. I really loved the Insidious house a few years ago. Thought it was one of the scariest houses they've had in a while, but I wasn't ready to see it back again. And frankly, I think we can all agree that Purge does not work as a house. It's a scare zone, I understand it. As a house, it just doesn't work. See Purge in a house for a 3rd time. We've already had the scare zone twice. So this is going to be Purge's 5th appearance at the event. it's just very hard to get excited for that. That said, I had very low expectations for last year's house. It was definitely on my lowest anticipated list, and I ended up really enjoying it. It was a nice middle run of the house for me because the scares were there. That sinister scene in the hallway with the flashlights and the lights going off and the gobbledygook guys, I don't know what they're called, when they popped out, it was terrifying. While I will say that this is my least anticipated house for 2018 by a landslide, you just never know. It could be fantastic scares. I haven't seen the first Purge movie, nor do I've seen the first Purge, but I've not seen the movie, The First Purge. Are you with me? The new movie that just came out. I've not seen it. I frankly don't intend to see it. I don't feel like I need to see it to get the gist of what's going to be in this house. However, I do plan to watch Happy Death Day to at least understand what's happening in those scenes. I think that mask is effective as a creepy entity. I'm just not excited for it, so we'll see. So, hyping back up, today's announcement is one of my most anticipated, and that is Scary Tales Deadly Ever After. So first of all, let's have a little chat about Scary Tales, because despite being a Halloween Horror Nights veteran who has been going to the event since 2001, I have never experienced a Scary Tales house. There was the original Scary Tales in Halloween Horror Nights 11, which was my very first year of Halloween Horror Nights in 2001. However, I didn't go into any houses. I don't even remember Scary Tales being there. I remember Run being there, and one of my friends told me that they chased you through the entire house, and I was like, nope, nope, nope. Scary Tales 2 was in 2002, which I did not go to because I was a senior in high school and I wasn't able to drive up to Orlando yet. Long story. Scary Tales 3 was 2008. I've only missed 2 years of Halloween Horror Nights in all of the years since I started going in 2001, and that's 2002 and 2008. So I've only had one opportunity to see a Scary Tales, and I was chicken. So this is Scary Tales 4 Deadly Ever After, and according to the description, this original house puts a demented twist on your most beloved fairy tales. So the Wicked Witch of the West, hence the rumor that we were hearing about an Oz house, has seized control of the fairy tale realm and is tormenting treasured storybook characters in hideous and cruel alternative storylines. So they mention a couple different scenes that they've nicknamed Revenge, Toupee, and Splatter. Your guess is as good as mine as far as what those will be. And the witch's spell spares no one. So they included an image of some of the banners. So we see werewolf, we see the Wicked Witch of the West, and we see Humpty Dumpty. So like I said, this makes sense with the rumor that we were hearing about a Wizard of Oz house. In 2008, the Scary Tales house included scenes from Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland, or so I've been told. It's a continuation of the Scary Tales brand, but a new story. If you went to Halloween Horror Nights 25, there was a Scary Tales scene in the beginning of the Jack's 25th anniversary house, and that was Goldilocks and the Three Bears, where we met the infamous HHN Bear. So of course there's been some chatter on Twitter today of whether or not HHN Bear will be back. Crossing my fingers because I miss my HHN Bear dances and hugs. But we'll see. We'll see if HHN Bear is back, and it's one of those things where you can hope for that to return, but will it ever be the same when you have a new actor in the suit? Probably not. So I'm super excited that the rumors were true, and that means we have 5 originals and 5 IPs. Most houses we've ever had, and for it to be balanced between IPs and originals. My ideal would be all originals, but I will take half. Could go for 3/4 next year and I'd be even more happy, but to go from only getting 2 originals to having 5 originals, huge improvement. So, okay, so now that all of the houses have been announced officially, I think my hype list, which has been happening on Twitter today, I think my order is Carnival Graveyard, Slaughterhouse Cinema, Scary Tales, Dead Exposure, Seeds of Extinction. So you've got all 5 originals there at the top. And then Stranger Things. I'm gonna go with Poltergeist just because it's new, we haven't had it before. Then Trick or Treat, then Halloween, and way at the bottom, Blumhouse. So that's my hype list. Okay guys, so that is all of the news as of today. That is the full reveal of Halloween Horror Nights 28. That is gonna wrap up my video for today. However, I will be back in 2 weeks 2 weeks from today, I am going to release my tips for Halloween Horror Nights 28. That's going to be including all the information for Stay and Scream and any other sort of information I gather between now and then that I think might help you guys. So I hope you guys are excited. If you have questions for that video, go ahead and leave them down below and I will try to tackle them in that video if I haven't already discussed, or if you need a little last minute Halloween Horror Nights advice, let me know because I will talk about it, because that video is going to be my last Halloween Horror Nights video before you start seeing vlogs from Halloween Horror Nights from me. So happy Halloween, everybody. I can almost smell the fog already. I'm super excited to see all these houses in person, and I will see you guys back for more Halloween Horror Nights content in 2 weeks.